than the beautiful Michelin Tire Road Atlanta circuit. And it is the SCCA Pro Fan League. I'm Jacob Young. I'll be your commentator and also camera operator here. And I cannot wait to broadcast this for you all in this, of course, off season that we unfortunately had to go through. Cannot wait for it. Of course, they're in practice at the moment. We got it on full screen. We'll have a race ticker for you when the race begins, but for now we'll have this. And the contestants at the moment, at least the entries, will be Michael Jurito, Simon Sykes, Sam Pillay, Colin Queen, Max Pinkerton, Dominic Levernos, Anthony Ospino, Joshua Francis, Christian Lester, Anthony Asner, Zachary River, David Budres, Jack Genovese, and Alex Jensen. Andrew Pinkerton as well. So that's going to be an interesting race for sure. And can't wait to see some more action, as also I believe drivers are still joining in this 20-minute practice. But at the moment, we'll just discuss their lap times as well as also get you some action going out on track. This is, I believe, Anthony Asner at the moment. He's doing a 1:18. Fastest lap time at the moment, a 1:15.498 for this practice. Of course, they're just getting used to this racetrack. And one thing, of course, with the new tire model, the new damage model, it makes these cars a lot more slippery, especially at the beginning of a run, because you have to get your tires up to temperature. You have to make sure, well, I can't lock them up anymore, or else, well, I'm just damaging the tire wear and have a chance to pop them as well. These drivers will have to be very clean as well, as I believe I see one driver off the racetrack. We'll get you that driver there in a second, but it looks like a little bit of a battle right now. Dominic Levernos trying to go up for a pass in practice. Like I said, they're just trying to get used to this track, used to the car sometimes, because yes, I have driven these cars before, and with a fixed setup and all of that, it still makes the car pretty twitchy. And with that in mind, it's not the best thing in general where you're just trying to push the Dallara F3 car constantly. Now, some interesting facts to note about this series. These drivers are racing for, of course, merchandise, and the big thing is top 3 drivers every single week, especially for this week, will be able to join the pro drivers on Tuesday night. And on Tuesday night, they will have an opportunity to race against the best that Formula Regional Americas has to offer, and that's always a fun series in itself. So like I said, we'll have a live ticker for you once the race begins, but for qualifying and practice, we'll just have this screen out. I'll try to go full screen sometimes, but also we'll like you all to see the times, especially at practice. Very impressive for Zachary River. Looks like he'll be one to watch, especially with Andrew Pinkerton, both of them in the 115s. All the way down to third place at the moment, has a 115 in this practice session. So that could also make qualifying very tight, and we'll see who actually gets on pole and will be at the front of the grid. So very impressive from these drivers so far, as we got a big wreck there. quickly take a look at what exactly happened. So I was looking at the times. So it seems like they're coming through the roller coaster section. We'll get you an on board with Dominic Levernos. It looks like they were just parked on the racetrack there. But either way, of course, you can just reset it and go on from there. They'll continue on just racing as best as possible, of course. We'll look at Joshua Francis. He's going to try and just, of course, learn this racetrack. You see, a lot of these times, especially right now, they're starting to improve. You've had that 121s up there. Now they're almost cutting those 120s out of the picture and just getting quicker and quicker. So of course, you learn that a racetrack. It's close to 3 more minutes to go, though, until the qualifying. So that's going to be it's just going to be an interesting qualifying indeed, especially these drivers that didn't necessarily get as much practice as they would have liked. Blake Upton has joined the session as well as Christian Lester. So 2 drivers who kind of have joined in this session a little late, but are ready for qualifying and ready for the 35-minute race indeed. Oh, that was bad luck. Either way, can't wait for the race. But as we continue on here, just once again want to give a huge shout out and just a thank you to Formula Regional for letting me, of course, get you all this broadcast. Hopefully we can improve it throughout this series, because I think this series will continue on for even after life resumes here in the United States. I really do think, especially in the off season, this could be a new thing that we could see a lot of drivers enjoy to do for that little off season time before every driver in Formula Regional goes off and tests with their team. We've seen it before, and tests with the Indy Lights, tests with the F4 USA, because they're also doing their own series that is almost coming to a close. They're on one of their last rounds today, and this has just started off, so it's always great. So a good field of about 16 drivers, which is pretty great, including, well, we've seen how big Formula 3 fields and Formula 4 fields get in these series as the session has just ended for practice. They get close to, well, 30 plus cars. And what happens is on starts like that into turn 1, even off the restart, you might have a driver that stalls. And so then it can create chaos right off the grid. And you have early, well, for iRacing, just local yellows. But now in qualifying for 15 minutes, so we'll keep you updated on drivers' times. This is where it matters for the start. Do you want to sit on pole, or do you want to, of course, start from the back and have to fight your way through traffic as well? You've seen on a lot of these first lap incidents, first corner incidents as well. One driver loses it. Like I said, it takes time for these tires to warm up by about lap 2 or 3 on your hot lap, just in general. So he's going to back up into traffic very close to it and does clip his wheel, so he will have to reset. That's Joshua Francis. But we move around to Anthony Ospino. Doing a good job so far on his out lap. He's, of course, trying to warm up the hand-cooked tires on this race. This open-wheel race car. Weaving back and forth here, getting temperature up into him to try and set a fast lap. And when he does, I think we'll go on board with Anthony Ospino's lap, because it will be interesting to see how these drivers are reacting basically to all these corners as he does go off track. Luckily not hitting the wall, so it won't hurt him too much. It'll hurt his entrance basically into final corner, and there he goes to start up his fast lap, as I didn't mess up there, but another driver will actually go on. Once again with Dominic Levernos. Believes he's on a fast lap there. Trying to push as fast as possible. Double right-hander. Runs it just a little wide, uses a curry on his left side. We'll try to set up a good corner for, of course, the chicane in the final sector. No DRS in these cars, so of course drafting could play a factor in the backstretch here at Road Atlanta. Got very close battles here on this race circuit as well. Into the final corner he goes. Crosses the start-finish straight. That was not a fast lap. But at the moment, Jack Genovese does a 1:16.128 and will be in first place. Simon Sykes, 1:16.360. 1:16.397 for Zachary River. Gresham Wagner, 1:16.838. Has to use avoiding action. There was Dominic Levernos. Hopefully, it still will count his lap. Of course, it can go wide on that part of the track, but a little too wide, and of course, iRacing will count that against you. And it will cancel your lap. Sam Paley, 1:17.579 for his first lap in fifth place, and 1:18.909 sixth position for Max Pinkerton. Right on board here, full screen once again. Coming across the line now. And that will indeed count. 1:16.784 puts him in sixth position, knocking Max Pinkerton back into seventh position. Still, half the field about has not qualified just yet. We actually did have a couple other drivers, but either way, very tight top 10 at the moment. And that's what happens sometimes as we take a look at that spin. And why I will bring that up is because, well, you get to, or not that you feel like you have confidence in this car, but if the rear tires heat up with this tire model to the point just where they heat up too much, then the car becomes more and more unstable through the corners, especially if you're pushing on the limit. And when that happens, spins will happen. So that'll be interesting to see what type of pace these drivers will race in, well, just their race pace. For now, of course, it's qualifying time, and we'll see if Anthony Asner can get something going here. Believe this is his qualifying lap. Yes, indeed, this is his fast lap now. The 23 car looking pretty solid at the start of his lap up the hill. Go. Through the roller coaster section. Very neat and tidy. Now up the backstretch. Try and ride on board with him. Locks it up just a little bit. And just enough to get the car unbalanced, and he'll have to redo his lap. So some bad luck for Anthony Asner, but we all know with the laps he put up in in practice, excuse me, seems like he has the pace to really compete with the front runners. Just of course, you want a good qualifying position if possible. 12 drivers now have completed at least one lap in qualifying. Still with Andrew Pinkerton leading the field. He has the pole potential. Still Jack Genovese in second place. Blake Upton up to third with a 1:15.949. Gresham Wagner in fourth position with a 1:15.980. And Simon Sykes 1:16.108. 1:16.239. Sixth position is none other than Zachary Rivert, as we did have just a wreck right there. David Boudreaux puts it into the wall. It looks like he'll just wait a little bit. Get some action for you right here. Jack Genovese out once again for another lap. Like I said, once the race starts, we will get off of the border screen that iRacing provides. We'll just have full screen for you with, of course, a ticker of every position, the leaderboard to be exact. Hopefully that will be enjoyable. Of course, this race will expecting great things out of it. Just the start is going to be key. As long as you can make it through that first turn, and really just everybody gets spread out in the first race. It's just them versus the racetrack, and of course trying to get the top three, which it looks like it could be very difficult or very competitive is what I meant to say, and that's going to be a big incident for qualifying. Jack Genovese, I believe, was trying to go for another out lap, another qualifying lap. Gets hit. We'll stay at the moment with Alex Jensen as he's going to try and improve his lap time from a 1:18 to 1:92. Probably trying to get into the 1:16s or maybe even the 1:15s. Can he gain 3 seconds? That would be very impressive indeed. Of course, like I said, one thing that's very impressive with these cars as well is the draft. You don't necessarily think about the slipstream too much, but in cars that don't necessarily have DRS to be exact, or even ERS, that's a very important thing to almost a bone stock car. Nice job there, pulling out of the way. Alex Jensen will improve his time, 1:18.153. Or 1:17.915 in practice, so is looking for something like that. It goes a little bit wide. Compromise basically his exit there, but will stay trying to race. Kind of drifting the car around. It's looking pretty good. Long. The double right-hander. Riding on board with him once again. It's the apex nicely. Uses rumble strips. Go across the line. Won't improve his time this time, but Anthony Asner also gets a lap in 1:18.898. A 1:27.43 from Michael Drita. So 3 minutes to go here in qualifying, and Andrew Pinkerton still holds pole position. Simon Sykes only about 2/10 off from Andrew Pinkerton for pole position. He sits in second with a 1:15.683. Jack Genovese 1:15.847 in third position. And fourth place, Zachary Rivers with a 1:15.870. So very close top four to top five for 1:15.949. That is Blake Upton. See what indeed happens for this race. This is about 1.5 minutes to go in this session here. But a lot of close battles, I think, will be all around the field. Of course, battling for a top 10, which seems very close right there, to battling for a top 5, and of course the all top 3, which of course everybody wants to be racing against the Formula Regional American drivers. We'll have to wait and see if any upsets do occur. This race, of course, sometimes you can just have qualifying speed, not necessarily have race pace, when you just push your car just a little too much. And then, of course, overdrive it in the late stages if you don't have anything to give. So, yes, it is a short race, which will be 35 minutes long. Of course, if you push a little bit too much, problems can occur for a later stage runner, basically to finish. Everybody wants to be a Lewis Hamilton where they can save their tires and run with tires for a long ways. Of course, in the regular series, no matter what, you don't pit for tires. The checkered flag does wave. Everybody that's on a flying lap has one last opportunity to try and make a run with about 1:35 to go in qualifying. Andrew Pinkerton still holds pole position for the moment. Will anybody be able to knock them off? Pinkerton comes across the line once again. Will he be able to improve his time? No, he does not. have drivers trying to improve their time. It looks like Pinkerton will have pole position though. Right on board with Anthony Ospino. And we'll try maybe going to the 115s as that's a popular time now for the top 5. To the cross. Will improve his time, but not his position. Coming across the line to finish up his lap will be Austin Osborne. Crosses the start, finish straight. Won't be able to improve his position. Anthony Asner trying to do exactly that. Looks like he already actually crossed the start, finish straight, so that will not count, looks like. Everybody has gotten lap. Congratulations to Andrew Pinkerton. He will be our pole sitter for this race. Simon Sykes, 2nd position. Jack Genovese, 3rd. Zachary Rivard, 4th. Blake Upton, 5th. Gresham Wagner, 6th. Sam Paley, 7th. Well, actually, just full screen. We will change camera angles to about right here. Force get you to this is we're moments away from gridding up. Of course, for the full grid. I believe we're missing a couple of drivers near the middle of the pack. We're starting to line up here. Let's get real quick. Andrew Pinkerton will lead us to the green. They're going off. Green, green, green. And we're underway here for the inaugural running of the SCCA Pro Fan Series here on iRacing. Great start from everybody. Doesn't look like a first lap crash. Up and over the hill clean. I do see one wreck in the back though. 2 drivers actually on pit lane now. I meant to. That's this. That is Jack Genovese. Had some bad luck there. I'm going to kind of see what happened from his perspective real quick. Gets off the grid nicely in 3rd position. Was able to actually get to 2nd. Cross. Left him room and just hit the curving a little too much there and damaged his suspension, and that's his race over, sadly. So that's what happened in the backfield. We're in the back of the grid here. Continue it on. Once they cross the start finish straight, you'll start to see, or at least supposed to see, the times where everybody is in position. Guess that graphic isn't necessarily working too well. Normally it is. But either way, just want to have this of Andrew Pinkerton, still 1st position, Simon Sykes in second, with Zachary River third position. Fourth is Dominic Levernois. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, if not. Anyway, we continue it on. Nice battle going on here for, I believe, 7th position. Gets tangled up. That's going to be a big pile up. Has to be careful with the traffic coming in behind him. But David Bugis seems like he came out of there with the least amount of damage, if any. So from 12th on up, drivers are still on the lead lap and don't have a lap down or haven't been involved in a wreck to be exact. Top 3 as it stands: Andrew Pinkerton, Simon Sykes, and Dominic Levernois. Doing a fantastic job of just holding his race lead. Let's actually ride on board with him. It's been pretty interesting from his perspective. So I want to see his steering inputs too. That's always very important. See how much you just have to also feather the throttle, if you can tell. Barely after your turn the steering wheel until it goes like this. Just lets the car rotate. Which, of course, this is visor cam. That's a lap from none other than Andrew Pinkerton. Very impressive there. He's very in control of the car as well. So everybody crosses the start-finish straight for another lap of beautiful Michelin Tire Atlanta. Road Atlanta. Blake Upton was involved in a first lap incident, so he's had some bad luck here today. But now Zachary Rivard sits himself in 9th position, and we're on with David Bugis, who is in 7th position. Not doing too bad, especially after the pileup that he was involved in. Able to be unscathed with no damage, and right as I said that, gets involved in another wreck. I believe that is Anthony Asner. He's involved with, it looks like, Joshua Francis. Francis going 2 laps down now. We'll have to pit for repairs, if any. So, some bad luck here for a couple of drivers. We got 9 drivers on the lead lap. Michael Giorito making a move. gaining 2 positions there, and we'll see himself in 6th position. That's the impressive part once you have, or not have, but are in. You qualify well normally in these iRacing sessions. You will have some good luck if you do have some skill. Right as I say that, he did kind of spin out. Doesn't look like he has any damage. Of course, it will just be a little bit of a flat spot on his tire, so he'll have to be careful about that if indeed he did, in fact, flat spot his tire. So we'll be moved back down to 7th position if I had to guess. We'll see. It's Austin Osborne. Gaining some time on, I believe, Dominique Levernois. Indeed, he is. This is going to be an interesting battle. As they come out of the back straight. Actually a pretty cool camera angle. Kind of wanted to get it from here. We'll still hold that distance, but the gap is closing. Through the start and finish straight. About 3/10, but he did gain a lot of speed on that front stretch. Takes a better exit. Decides to back off through the chicane. You take a lot of curving there, shockingly, even in these cars. Which has proven to work for Dominique. Austin Osborne will have to find some more speed as he tried to go wide there, but decides to tuck right back in behind. So I believe he did lose about a 10th, but gains a lot on this corner. Trying for that inside line. Wasn't able to put the power down, I guess, as fast as possible. Right on his back bumper, goes to the side. Right on his gearbox, I should say. And they're side by side for position. Who's going to give up? Decides to brake a little bit earlier, but has the preferred line and is going to take it. What a fantastic move by Austin Osborne. And Osborne is going to steal 3rd position. So he is in that final transfer spot for Tuesday. If it were to hold to the exact, there's still plenty of racing to go. We're only 12 minutes into this race, and there's been so much action already. Dominic got a little loose behind him, so that's going to help Austin Osborne kind of grow that lead, or grow that deficit basically from 4th place of Dominic Levernois. Now, of course, both these drivers are very capable of trying to push as much as possible, get everything out of their race car, and have something for each other. So that will be an interesting battle to really keep an eye on, as we will just be going around the grid right now. David Boudreau is the first car a lap down. He's in 8th position. Michael Dorito 7th, 6th Zachary River, 5th is Alex Jensen. Dominic Levernois in 4th, and in 3rd is Austin Osborne. In 2nd, of course, Simon Sykes, and 1st, Andrew Peterson. He kind of took off from pole position in the first spot on the grid and never looked back. He hasn't made a mistake. That's really why you almost have to be perfect in these races if you want a fantastic position or anything out of that sort. Here's Zachary River right now. I would really like him to use the curving on those first two turns. This helps the car rotate, but of course too much, as we've already seen, can be a bad thing with the curving, and it makes the car very unsettled and very difficult to kind of control. Zachary River about 5 seconds off the next driver in front of him, which would be Alex Jensen. Keep an eye on that distance as well. Alex Jensen as well just has a big gap in front of him. About a 2-second gap now, still has an opportunity. So he is closing in once again. I believe this time it's on none other than Blake. Check that actually. David Lucas. Position, so he'll give him that spot, let the blue flag work out, and he will try once he ends up push to Austin Osborne, who also Austin Osborne just has kind of taken off, has an opportunity to try and maybe catch second place. There's still plenty of time, anything can happen. 17 minutes into this race now. Top three still have stayed the same. Fourth place as well. And Alex Jensen in fifth position. Looks like there's a little bit of a battle there. Go down. To Alex Jensen. Yes, he is catching Zachary River. Front stretch. I believe it still will be River. Going on the inside, trying to keep it clean, and a fantastic move once again, able to make it stick. And it seemed like also he just kind of decided to say, all right, you can have it. We're kind of dive bombing this corner. I'm going to let you take it. Not going to try and race you just yet. I'm going to try and run my race. I'm in a good position here in the top 10. That's how it felt like he said it, but fantastic. And also it just looked like, I believe Zachary just had a lot more pace on him at that moment. But a fantastic move nonetheless, and we'll continue going. Yes, thank you all for joining in on this race for the race day. Remember, top 3 of this league, the top 3 finishers today will have an opportunity to race against the pros on Tuesday, against drivers like Joshua Carr, drivers like none other than Dakota Dickerson. That will be at Circuit of the Americas. So that is our next race here today, or for next race here for next week. We'll ride on board real quick with Spino. It's a very fun technical racetrack here on Road Atlanta, and it always gets me excited for these races as well. It's such a flowing racetrack. It's a little bit technical, but as long as you get the rhythm right, it's perfect. It's just like, or it reminds me a lot like VIR, the way that it's just flowing. Such a perfect racetrack to have any type of race going on here. Another camera angle there. A lot of drivers getting involved in some incidences, and as well as just the leaders have had so much pace, and that's an off from Alex Jensen, able to get it right back on the racetrack. That will hurt him some time to try and stay on the lead lap. And Zachary Rivard was the last driver to battle and be able to pass him as well. So that will make the gap a little larger than it was before. This is an interesting turn of events as well. Simon Sykes, almost 4 seconds behind Andrew Pinkerton. Still plenty of time remaining in this race. It is getting closer and closer to the end now, as we're 22 minutes in this 35-minute race. You talk about that, 22 minutes into this 35-minute race. And this is where we start to see more and more battles. Who has the long run pace compared to the short run pace, who has saved up a little bit of their stuff to try and push all the way to the end. Of course, it's all about lap times and what they're running to try and gain some time, and so we'll see. Is that Osborne out of it? I believe it is. Check that. Simon Sykes gets passed by Austin Osborne. That might be the end of his day. Let's see exactly what happened. What caused him to go off track. Let's get you this camera angle right here. Nice job. Car bounces just a little off and gets taken out as well. Some bad luck. Nothing that he could do there. Maybe, of course, just take the corner a little bit differently, but that changes the top three. So, live here, he will have to go down pit lane. Now puts Dominique in third place, right back into third position. Crazy turn of events here. Absolutely crazy turn of events, as now the top three has been shaken up. The only thing that has stayed the same is Pinkerton leading about every lap today, if not every lap. Top three still remain as it is. So we're getting closer and closer to 10 minutes to go. And it will all depend on when the race leader crosses the start and finish straight for us to get the final lap from iRacing. Tries to push to get to Andrew Pinkerton. We'll actually even go with Andrew Pinkerton here. Last time we just rode on board with him. We rode inside the visor cam. The screen's getting dirtier and dirtier too. So that's another cool thing about iRacing, is that they do have the screen protectors on your helmet. So virtually set up on your wheel a button to kind of rip those apart. Or if the car has windshield wipers, like say for rallycross, they have that to wipe it down too. So very cool features on iRacing as he's just cruising along, still pushing his race car, but I think that's just the pace that he's had all race long here. So still same top two positions. I think River might have something for Dominic if Dominic does make a slight mistake. We'll have to see what the lap times are when they come around again, as Dominic is on the backstretch. But absolutely a fantastic drive from all these drivers. Take that position, no problem, I believe that. Might not have been for position exactly. Yeah, indeed, it was not for a position. But 6 cars remain on the lead lap. Interesting, our biggest movers of the race today. Talk about Austin Osborne starting 15th position. That was near dead last. Moves his way all the way up to 2nd place. 3rd place, Dominic, same deal, 10th to 3rd. And then Andrew Pinkerton, well, he did not move up or down a spot at all as he stayed in 1st position. So from pole to 1st, still very impressive. And then 13th to 6th, That's close to 6 spots right there from none other than Alex Jensen. Those are the drivers even on the lead lap. But drivers off the lead lap still did about the same thing, 12th to 7th, and that was David Bourdais. Or Bourdais, excuse me. 16th to 9th was Michael Jarita. So it shows you this field has talent. They really know what they're doing. Just play it smart. Yes, if you get lapped, well, it's because you have a driver who has just, he's putting in fast laps almost every single lap, which is very impressive. So I'm very excited for what this series has in store for us. Well, like I've said, at the moment, top 3, Pinkerton, Osborne, Levernos. And they will have an opportunity to race against the pros on Tuesday night. That will be covered, of course, by FR Americas. Austin Osborne in 3rd position. He's got a little bit of a problem too. We'll take a look at that. It did seem like he was going slowly. Doesn't look like too much of a problem. I think he might have been running out of fuel. I don't think that's possible. Oh, there it is. Off track. Let's see what the real cause of it was coming into turn 1. Sometimes it takes you out. Ran a little bit too wide. Sent off the racetrack and snapped the wall. So broken suspension is what it seems like. He'll have to get that fixed. So falls out of the top 3, and Zachary Rivard goes into 3rd place now. How about that right there? Absolutely incredible stuff. You could not write this at all. Now Andrew Pinkerton still in 1st place, looking great as he's got close to 40 seconds on the whole field. Dominic now in 2nd place. Zachary Rivers gaining at least 1 spot from, of course, where he started. That might be where he ends up, as there's 3 minutes to go here in this race. Last corner there, takes it nicely. And the interesting part as well is Simon Sykes takes 4th place, and Austin Osborne only loses 2 positions. Yes, he is a lap down. Now only 4 remain on the lead lap. I'll tell you one thing. I've seen this before on iRacing. where a driver laps the whole field on a road course. But it's still always fun to see. It just shows you how talented that driver is and being more fun. Straight they go. And it's pretty interesting. It's also cool because of the, well, iRacing has a special thing where it's dynamic track as well as dynamic weather. So throughout this race, we started just at around 9 a.m. session time. Now it's 9:37 a.m., so you can tell track's getting brighter, as well as cloud coverage. If Road Atlanta at this time had that cloud coverage starting to show up, as it is partly cloudy is what it looks like. So very impressive there. Zachary Riverd is going to be able to get around, leave this lapped car, and continue on with his race. I believe this is the final lap. So when he does start cross the start finish straight, I believe that will be checkered. So what a race by Pinkerton. So it actually looks like this will be his final lap. Will be his final lap as once we see that. So we'll stay on board Pinkerton here. Going across the final couple of corners. He will very confusing actually, but we are past 35 minutes, so that's why I figured it would be his final lap. Still pushing like it's not. I guess this is his final lap of the race. Chicane. There we go. That will be the final lap. And Andrew Pinkerton is your race winner. But let's not forget about none other Zachary Riverd. We'll get the final transfer spot into the race on Tuesday with the main Formula Regional drivers, and he will finish in third position. What a race. What a race it has been indeed. We'll go through your order. Andrew Pinkerton, your race winner with Dominique Levernois in second place. Zachary Riverd third. Simon Sykes 4th, Austin Osborne 5th, Alex Jensen 6th, Jack Genovese 7th, with David Budreston 8th. 9th place, Michael Garrido, and to round out your top 10, Anthony Ospino. Then 11th place, Blake Upton. 12th place, Anthony Asner. 13th, Joshua Francis. And 14th, none other than Colin Queen, Max Pinkerton. 15th, 16th, Sam Paley. Gresham Wagner, 17th and 18th. Christian Lester, which just looks like, of course, they did not take the grid. But Andrew Pinkerton, your race winner. Congratulations to him. Hopefully you all enjoyed this. We'll get better as the season goes along for sure. But once again, a big thank you to Formula Regionals. Once again, this is by fans, for fans. And your top 3, Andrew Pinkerton, Dominic Levernois, and Zachary River. Congratulations. We'll see you all on Tuesday. But yes, of course, we will also see you all on Tuesday night for none other than the Pro Invitational race. We'll go back over here on Thursday. So take care. Hopefully you all have enjoyed this. I've been Jacob Young. This has been a Tip of Texas Sports Network broadcast. Adios.